New York City is teeming with His Majesty's troops. The tension here is excruciating. It has been over a year since the rebellion began, and General Washington has been retreating from Manhattan as it burns behind him. Still, this beautiful autumn evening finds me full of hope. Congress has appointed a committee to meet with Admiral Howe, commander of His Majesty's Navy. Their subject, peace. This esteemed committee is composed of Mr. John Adams, Mr. Edward Rutledge of South Carolina, and, not surprisingly, our own Dr. Benjamin Franklin. My prayers, dear mother, are with them.
Gentlemen, we shall be the instruments that will forge a great peace between ourselves and Britain, much as a father might help to solve an argument between a mother and her adult child who has moved away from the family.
We're on a fool's errand.
Gentlemen, I am honored by your presence. I trust you will find the accommodations to your liking.
It is my belief that Admiral Howe has not been given the power to offer us anything. It is also my belief that we must not offer him anything.
Don't shut the window. We shall be suffocated.
But the evening air! My cold, Doctor!
The air within this chamber will soon be, and indeed is now, worse than that out of doors. Come, I'll convince you. I believe you're not acquainted with my theory of colds.
I have read of your theory, but I've always thought it incorrect.
Nay, my friend, air that is cold when one breathes it in becomes warm in the lungs. See, my breath is warm.
Yes, I see.
It will soon be widely recognized as a truism. Cold air, in fact, is a benefit to a man suffering from the common cold. And the proof is in the pudding.
At least when Howe accepts our credentials, he'll be recognizing us as ambassadors from the United States, a nation separate from Britain.
Do you think General Washington has a chance to win back New York?
No idea. But if I was 40 years younger, I'd sign up to help him. 30 even. 20. 10.
There's nothing exciting happening here.
I know. A worm!
I do wish Dr. Franklin had let us go with him to Staten Island.
Leave me alone! Take your hands off me!
Look! Why is no one helping the man?
Don't do it, son.
My wife! My children!
I have to try.
You do, and you'll end up on a British man of war like him.
What do you mean, sir?
Ain't ye heard of impressment? They're kidnapping him, forcing him to join the English Navy. You lads will be next if you don't leave this place now. Now, the squirt can probably stay. I doubt they'll be wanting him.
I'm staying. There's an important story here.
Young'uns.
What?
Won't it be hard to make deadline filing your story from a British ship?
My friends, I'm afraid I must side with the lady on this issue.
Oh, you must? Who are you?
Oui, who are you?
I'm a school teacher. My name's Nathan Hale.
Over there!
After them!
Run!
In here!
That was quick thinking. What's your name?
Henri Lefebvre, patriot.
Always a pleasure to meet a fellow patriot.
I am Miss Sarah Phillips.
I am honored, Miss Phillips.
Oh, brother.
Mr. Hale, it is a pleasure to meet a man of such high breeding. A rare pleasure.
So, Nathan, what's a highly bred school teacher doing wandering around the docks in wartime?
One never knows where one might find a job.
What do you teach, Mr. Hale?
Why, I teach. I cannot lie to a lady such as yourself, Miss Phillips. I am in the employ of General George Washington.
I knew it was something like that.
You will, of course, repeat that to no one, as my mission is quite secret.
He's a spy! You're a spy! I must embrace you! Ugh.
I'm a journalist, Nathan. What's your mission? I won't publish till you complete it.
I'm sorry. I've told you too much already. I must go.
I must say I am shocked that a man of your station would take on such a vile duty as spying. It is a role most unworthy of a gentleman.
I know many believe that, Miss Phillips. But every kind of service necessary to the cause of freedom becomes honorable by being necessary.
You are, I assume, aware of the penalty for spying? Should you be caught?
I am. It is death by hanging.
A shameful death, surely.
Painful, too.
Nevertheless, for a year I have been attached to the army and have not rendered any material service. This shall be my service. Good day, and God be with you all.
Wherever this Nathan Hale goes, I go.
I regret, gentlemen, that I am unable to accept your credentials. That would mean the king agrees that his colonies are an independent nation.
John?
However, His Majesty has generously permitted me to offer a full pardon to any and all colonists who swear allegiance to Britain.
Admiral Howe, as of 2 months ago, we are the United States of America. There will be no turning back from that.
No turning back.
Gentlemen, I've come to love this land. I feel for America as for a brother, and if America should fall, I would lament its loss like that of a brother.
We will do our best to save your lordship from that pain.
So far, so good. He has no idea we're watching him.
Finally, he's going to do some spying.
That British ship is sending men to meet him.
Perhaps it has something to do with his horrid burning of New York City.
Or maybe he's pretending to be a British agent.
Nathan is a double agent.
Maybe he's a better spy than I thought.
Hello, patriots! Oh no.
He couldn't see the warship.
He must have thought they were Americans.
Run, Nathan! Run for the woods!
James, no! Remember what might happen if the British Navy catches you?
Nathan!
James, you shouldn't be here.
Oh no!
What are these?
General Al, sir. We captured him at Flushing Bay. We found these, hidden in the soles of this one's shoes. That one's in a foreign language, sir.
I am grateful for your help, sailor.
Yes, sir.
It is, in fact, in Latin, and contains information about the placement of His Majesty's troops. Useless information, 10 days old, which does nothing to alter the fact that you, sir, are a spy. What is your name?
Sir, I am Captain Nathan Hale of the Continental Army of the United States of America.
What is your mission?
Sir, I was sent by General George Washington to gain whatever intelligence I could concerning the position and strength of our opponent's forces in New York.
Well, Captain Hale, you have failed in your mission, utterly.
I have, sir, but there are better men who will succeed. Forgive me, General, but one day soon you will have to take your leave of this fine mansion on the bay.
And you? Are you a spy too?
No, sir.
We found this on him, General.
A journalist for Dr. Franklin. Go, return to our friend.
Excuse me, General, but I want to stay here to report this man's story.
Leave now, young man, while you still can.
I think the American public ought to know how King George deals with spies. You don't have anything to hide, do you, General?
We give you our permission to write your story. We will now pass sentence on this spy.
Oh, Sarah, what are we going to do?
Find James. Who knows what they plan for him? A horseman!
It might be a redcoat or a thief. Come on!
No!
Come, hide!
We must take the chance. We have no choice. Sir! Rider!
Captain Nathan Hale, for the crime of spying against His Majesty King George III, I sentence you to be hanged this very morning.
Captain Hale,
Yes, sir?
rise and follow me. Now! You too, journalist.
What? Don't worry, laddie. You'll calm down after 3 or 4 years at sea.
Bless you, sir.
The United States thanks you!
Leave me alone! Let me go!
Let him go! Please!
And why should we let this little rebel go?
Because they are going to be married.
Yes, he is my fiancé.
What's a high-class miss like you doing with a scruffy Yank like him?
He's actually quite gracious and cultured when you get to know him.
Him?
Certainly. And my James does plan to join His Majesty's Navy.
He does.
But he must wait until we're married. It's very hush-hush. With all the tension in the city, can you imagine what the rebels would do to him if they knew he was to marry an English girl and join the British Navy? James loves our king so much. He's dying to join up, but he knows he must wait. Just a little longer, dearest. Hold on just a little bit longer.
She telling the truth?
Yes, she's my fiancée. We are very much in love.
Please, sir, don't take my love away from me. Not now. Not after all we've been through. Please.
Go on then. Far be it from me to intrude on the course of true love. Good luck, miss. You too, laddie. See at sea!
Thank you, sirs. Thank you ever so much.
Oh, young love.
I'm waiting for a thank you from you.
I think I'm gonna be sick first.
Please release my hand.
That's the easiest thing anyone's ever asked me to do.
So, when is the big day?
Listen, I have bad news.
As you duly warn, I fear I am of too frank and open a temper to act successfully the part of spy. I hope you can forgive me for trying. And as for the method of my death, take courage and be not ashamed. I die proud, I die free, I die an American. Your loving brother, Nathan.
Give me that. The rebels should never know they had a man in their army who could die with so much firmness. Are there other letters?
Sir, I request to see a clergyman, please.
Request denied.
Sir, I request a Bible, please.
Request denied.
In the name of...
Quiet! Guards! Execution party, halt!
Nathan!
Does the prisoner have any last words?
I do, sir.
Speak them now.
It is the duty of any good soldier to obey any order from his commander-in-chief. I have obeyed an order, and I am here. I am ready. To my foe, you soldiers of Britain, my brothers, I say, may you be as ready as I to meet your end, in whatever shape it might appear. To my countrymen, old and young, I say, let us never lay down our arms until we obtain our independence. If I had 10,000 lives, I would lay them all down if called to it in defense of our glorious new nation, in defense of freedom. Freedom! I only regret that I have but one life to lose for my country.
When I think of how Nathan... the way he...
Hal wants me to write this story. He knows Nathan's hanging will lower American spirits. I'm not going to play his game.
The general does not know Nathan, does not know America, and most certainly does not know you. Let us remember Nathan's spirit, his dignity, and his courage. And let us tell others of the same.
His words. Nathan's words.
Will be a weapon in defense of his cause, our cause, freedom. But only if you write them, James. And we will need weapons now that we know the British have no interest in making peace.
James, you must write this story.
I'll make him write it.
I shall help you.
Nathan Hale did not die in vain. Surely it is our responsibility to search out the seeds of victory in defeat, in failure, and even in death.
Dr. Franklin, will you do me a favor?
What's that, my boy?
Make sure my friend General Howe gets the first copy of this.
That I will, James. That I will.
Look at this! Jams! And jams! And more jams! Oh, and rock candy! Moses and I will starve while you're in France.
Those sweets are to ease the discomfort of a long voyage.
If you try to ship out with our peach jam, you'll have to get past me first.
Congress won't be happy if you delay their most important statesman.
They would understand if they knew how good this jam tastes.
You're probably right. But they have asked Dr. Franklin to try to enlist France in the American cause.
Right now, we Americans stand alone in the world. We must acquire allies, or the revolution is doomed.
Promise me you'll bring back some French pastries.
I'm worried about him. After his last voyage, he swore he'd never cross the Atlantic again. 70 is very, very old. At his age and in his health, who knows if he'll survive the trip? There!
Thank you.
Who's it from?
Sarah and James. Would you like to read it, Henri?
I couldn't possibly read through the tears in my eyes. Tears from seeing all this food for the last time.
I hope it's good news. If I'm to convince France to help us, we have to show that we can gain a victory against the British on our own.
What's wrong?
Washington is retreating from Manhattan.
Dear Mother, please forgive the irritable nature of my letter, but I'm tired and thirsty. Oh. And the men in these colonies suffer from a decided lack of gallantry. In addition, since I'm not a man, General Washington told me I couldn't stay at the front lines. He sent me to a place called Fort Triumph.
Here!
It can't be much of a fort, as I'm about to join a group of camp followers, women and children who live here with their soldiers. I'd certainly rather be viewing the action with the General and James than be here watching people wash clothes. Thank you, sir.
Nice little stroll, huh?
Huh?
I'm Margaret Corbin. My friends call me Molly. Who are you?
Thank you. I'm Sarah Phillips. It's good.
Of course it is. The dirt from the river adds flavor.
Oh.
I've been General Washington's secretary for months now, and I've never seen him so discouraged.
All we need is a victory, and I know the General will deliver it. He's the most decisive, commanding man I've ever met.
Lieutenant Harrison, I need you now!
Commanding is right.
English is not even my language. This year talk funny, and I can't learn to read.
Who says this?
Other boys.
Let me tell you something, Henri. It's a credo I live by. Be what you want to be, not what people tell you you can be.
Well, then stop telling me I can be a reader. What I want to be is left alone.
You owe it to yourself to hone your reading, writing, and arithmetic.
I'm doing just fine without it.
Yes, you've done well so far. You've learned a trade and a second language, and I'd like to help you keep learning.
Why?
For one thing, if you could improve your skills at estimation, we might not be short logs for the fire, and we wouldn't both be freezing our toes off.
At least we're not outside. Do you think Sarah and James are all right out in the wilderness?
Rosemary, stop wiping your nose on my dress. Ouch! This is ridiculous. I'm out in the middle of Fort Nowhere, fishing for trousers.
You're not the only one who didn't want to come here.
Oh, hello, Molly.
After my husband John enlisted, he was about to leave our place in Pennsylvania. Know what it's like to be a woman living alone in the wilderness?
I'm sure I don't.
In that wild country, I wouldn't even have been able to feed myself.
Hey, Maul. What's for supper? Some kind of shirt soup?
Better than raw squirrel or whatever it is you got stuck in your beard.
Ah, you leg puller. Raw squirrel. It's probably raccoon.
It's amazing the way you keep your optimism in a place like this.
Dearie, when I was 5, my daddy was killed and my mama kidnapped. I never saw her again. If that didn't ruin my life, I'm sure not gonna let this do it.
Who's your friend, Ma?
Sarah, she's English.
Well, we won't hold that against her.
This is John. He's a matras. Cleans and loads the cannons. I'm mighty proud of him. One reason I don't mind working so hard. We can't have the man loading the cannon wear dirty drawers, can we?
What kind of cannons are they?
Pennsylvania 6-pounders, right up there on the brow of that hill. We protect the northern approach to Fort Washington. Those beauties will make things plenty tough on the lobsterbacks. I beg your pardon for the slight, Sarah.
Never mind. I quite understand.
Ignore him. John just doesn't like red. Sure am lucky he married me.
Don't let her fool you, Sarah. I'm lucky she married me.
It's not like I had lots of choices. It was either him or Squirrel Beard over there.
It's raccoon!
Dr. Franklin, the only thing you'll catch with a line that thick is influenza.
I think I've already got that. Actually, at the other end of the line is a thermometer to measure the water temperature.
I'll save you the trouble. It's cold.
I study the ocean currents and temperatures every time I cross the Atlantic. It was these studies that helped me chart the Gulf Stream 7 years ago.
Just don't let your studies interfere with your health. It's my job to get you to France alive. How are you feeling?
I'm not sleeping well in these rough seas, and the food, particularly the salt beef, is tough on 70-year-old teeth. But the fresh air seems to do me some good. However, I'd prefer to avoid the frequent baths.
Gentlemen, I have surprising news. The British have begun moving back to Manhattan. I suspect they're mobilizing to attack Fort Washington. Our last stronghold in Manhattan. It houses some of our finest troops and a large amount of our armaments and ammunition. This fort and its outposts are critically important to the war for both sides.
Sarah's at one of those outposts.
Yes, your friend who wanted to see action is about to get her wish.
Swab cannon!
Load powder.
Load ball!
Ready!
to fire!
Molly, how brave you are.
She's the best artillery mate in the whole regiment.
I can't believe you're permitted to do such a thing.
I don't ask permission to do nothing. I believe in being what you want to be, not what people tell you to be.
I know someone else who shares your point of view.
Je ne connais pas les mots. I can't read the recipe. I'm starved to death. Who is there?
Henri?
Moses, is that you?
What's wrong, lad?
Nothing's wrong.
Come on, son, tell me.
When you didn't come back, I tried to make dinner from the notes you left me, but I couldn't measure.
Oh, you're teasing me now.
And there's lots of words I don't understand. Hey, you're the one who's teasing me. Oh, you were late on purpose. You knew I wouldn't be able to make myself food. I could have starved.
Somehow, I think you wouldn't have starved. But reading and measuring are important things to know. Have you changed your mind about learning them?
Yes, even if other fellows don't think I can. But not right away.
Why not?
Because I'm too hungry.
First, a late supper, then a late lesson.
We absolutely must evacuate Fort Washington. The armaments at the fort are critical to our cause. America has no munitions factories. We've no way to replace the guns and ammunition if they're captured.
General Washington, I strongly disagree with Colonel Reed. I'm confident we can hold the fort.
If we can hold it, we should hold it.
Sir, General Greene would risk over 2,000 of our finest troops. We've already lost too many to disease and desertion. I don't have the stomach to lose any more.
We're in a war, Joe. We're bound to lose men. If you haven't the stomach for it, get another job. I stand by my recommendation to hold the fort.
General Greene's right. We must fight. Excuse me. Sirs.
Sir, this hesitation to evacuate is nothing short of reckless. Forgive me, but you must make up your mind.
It's only November. How much colder does it get here?
Much. That's why when John's tour of duty's up, we're moving south. Then we'll start a family.
Oh, how many children do you want?
I don't know. 8, 10.
Oh, my.
John's a good man. He'll make a fine father. Probably a tired one, too.
I miss my family terribly. But being around people like you makes my stay here so much easier.
Here now. I'll make it easier still. I like to press the summer flowers. They always add a bit of cheer when winter comes knocking.
It still has its perfume.
General Washington, sir, we need a decision now. Do we abandon Fort Washington or do we defend it?
General Greene, as you are the officer most familiar with the situation, I leave it to you to give such orders as to defending Mount Washington as you judge best.
I appreciate your confidence in me, sir.
So, General Howe demands that I surrender this fort over to you British. Please repeat the following to your commander. Give me leave to assure His Excellency that, inspired by the most glorious cause that mankind ever fought in, I am determined to defend this post to the last man.
I would expect nothing else from a soldier of Colonel McGaw's reputation. That will be all. Gentlemen, I am resolved to crush the rebels into dust. Even a single victory could give their so-called revolution momentum on the battlefield as well as support from foreign shores. Especially France.
Look at all the redcoats. They're preparing for an attack.
And we won't have long to wait either. See there? Hessian troops to the north.
Hessian mercenaries! I can't believe the king is paying Germans to come here and kill British colonists.
General Washington's not going to evacuate the fort after all, is he?
He's worried that it may not be as strong as we think. He wants to inspect it in person.
Why does he keep changing his mind?
The British have begun their attack!
Like it or not, we have lost our opportunity to evacuate the fort.
With this 6-pounder, we might be able to hold off the Hessians. But not the King's Navy.
Chance against so many British troops?
No, we'll have to make a run for Fort Washington. John! John! Oh, John. My love.
Molly?
Keep firing. If we can't hold this position, you won't have the Corbins to blame.
Help us.
Fort Tryon has fallen. There's nothing we can do for those poor souls.
Please let Sarah be all right. General! They're raising the Union Jack over Fort Washington!
That's it, then. General Howe has prevailed. This is a most unfortunate affair and has given me great mortification, as we have lost not only 2,000 men, but a good deal of artillery and some of the best arms we had.
Sir, the men panicked. I did not account for the possibility if we had but held the perimeter.
No, sir. We should have abandoned the fort as General Lee and I urged.
Gentlemen, please. I, alone, am to blame.
I've never seen him look so disappointed, so helpless.
He is in danger of becoming a parody of a general.
I pray Colonel Reed is wrong.
What happened to Fort Tryon? To Sarah?
Women and children will be returned to us. This may be war, James, but there are rules.
What's that? I think it's... Yes, it is! The camp followers from Fort Tryon! Sarah! Excuse me? Sarah? Sarah? Oh, I'm sorry. Sarah! Thank goodness you're safe.
Yes, I'm safe.
How can we continue the fight after this? It's hopeless.
Nothing's hopeless. Not when people like Molly fight on when all seems lost. If all the colonists display her spirit, America will be very difficult to defeat.
Will your friend be all right?
Yes, you can't keep the Corbins down.
I learned an important lesson today, Mr. Harrison. As much as I respect my generals and consider them my family, never again will I make a decision that goes against my own instincts. A disaster like this battle must never happen again. We must prevail in our fight for freedom. We will prevail in our fight for freedom.
Maybe with the spirit of George Washington.
And Captain Molly, and Ben Franklin, and so many others.
All isn't lost after all.
Dearest Mother, first the Americans lost at Fort Washington, then at Fort Lee. And now General Howe's army is a mere 30 miles from Philadelphia. It is a dark hour in the colonies, and many have given up hope. With such crushing defeats, I wonder how long it will be before America loses its war. Moses has written me that the Continental Congress is fleeing the city for Baltimore.
It would seem our leaders intend to run and leave us to the English.
It looks like the rebels' Congress is just like their army, retreating.
I wish I was with General Washington. I would never retreat.
Despite their spirit and bravery, the Patriots are just a tiny David before the huge Goliath of His Majesty's forces.
Excuse me, Moses, did I startle you?
You're leaving, Ezekiel?
Word is our army cannot keep the British from marching into Philadelphia, and I'm no hero.
Neither am I. But Ben Franklin is staying open for business. What's this? It's from my little French friend, Henri. He's gone to La Bottle?
Let me see. Going to... Oh, the battle. Guess that boy's even more foolhardy than you.
This cursed tossing.
We live in turbulent times, Hastings. It's best to roll with it. Speaking of rolls...
No, thank you. I have to take this wretched voyage to France for business. But why you, Franklin? Your foolish revolution is over. You'll never get France to join your rebellion against the English. And when your soldiers' enlistments are up at the end of the month, you won't even have an army.
General Washington will have men.
Who? Washington wins no battles. No one will want to serve with him.
The general knows the stakes. Before the month is up, there'll be a battle he will win.
And if he doesn't, if he loses again, who will join then?
If no one else, I shall. You don't look well. More turkey?
2 more weeks and my term is done. Let the war go to blazes. I shall put my feet up and keep my head down.
James, there you are. Is something wrong?
Him, and those like him. They're counting the days till they leave. I don't understand.
They're sick, half frozen.
So? They're fighting for liberty.
James, be reasonable. They're not professional soldiers like the British.
I'm going to talk to General Washington. There must be something he can do to put the fight back in his men.
Fight? They can't even stand.
General Washington. Good morning, sir. I wanted to ask you something.
If it's a story you're looking for, my young journalist, you'll have one shortly. As a matter of fact, your timely...
General, Reed just gave me the news. I can't believe you offered command of the New Jersey forces to General Lee. He's repeatedly defied you. He's...
General Greene. Please excuse us.
James, don't eavesdrop.
Yeah! This is big news. Didn't you hear what Greene said? General Washington is giving General Lee command of the forces in New Jersey.
So?
So, General Lee refused to help Washington when he needed it, and now Washington allows Lee free reign in New Jersey.
Oh, so if Lee wins a battle, he'll be hailed as a hero, and the Americans' best general.
Exactly. But why would Washington do something like that unless... That's it. He's got some big surprise to turn things around. Yikes!
Henri, what are you doing here?
I stowed away.
Oh, onions.
They were delicious. Have I missed the battle?
You saw the letter General Lee wrote Reed.
By accident.
Lee wishes you replaced by himself. Sir, please, if you let him act independently in New Jersey, a victory would practically guarantee that your name would be blackened.
Nathaniel, I know all that. But the objective of this war is not sparing my reputation. It is freedom. We've been on the run, Nathaniel. We need a victory against the British. General Lee is a professional soldier. I am not. He is English and knows their tactics. I have only determination and a small quantity of good sense. No, General Lee is our last best hope.
I knew Washington had a reason.
General Washington, an urgent dispatch.
General, what is it?
It's Lee. He's been captured.
The British defeated Lee's troops?
No, there was no battle. It appears Lee was taking his ease at an inn, 6 miles from his troops. All he had with him were 6 men.
The arrogant fool!
18 days till enlistments run out and all my soldiers march home. What am I to do?
General Washington.
It's Thomas Paine.
General.
Thomas?
Sarah, James, and Henri.
You know my young friends.
Mr. Paine, we met a year ago in Philadelphia when he was writing Common Sense.
Tom, I asked to meet, thinking you could write a few words to celebrate a victory. It appears I must ask a great deal more.
We're looking for Paine, a writer? Huh. We should be looking for swords and big guns.
I'm worried about Mr. Paine. I know he told Washington he'd write something to rouse the men's spirit so they'll stay on. But he looked so troubled.
Sarah!
Good evening.
Forgive us, we don't wish to impose.
Not at all. It's I who should ask pardon. I despise moody men who fret over a broken thing eternally rather than take 2 minutes and a nail to fix it. My difficulty is I can't seem to find the nail.
You don't know what to write? You know, whenever I have trouble getting started, I try humming.
James, leave the man alone.
It's all right. I started putting down thoughts weeks before the general summoned me. Only the words keep tangling in knots.
But you must know what to say. Your words brought them here in the first place.
What can I say to hold them? What have I the right to say?
They've all fought so well and so hard. Perhaps it's kindest for it to end now.
Soon as I'm old enough, I and others like me will take up the fight.
And so you would. All that we fail in will fall to you.
Write about victory. Write about glory.
No, they've had enough false promises.
What is he writing?
These are the times that try men's souls.
I'll be moving quickly. The General requested I see to the printing and have copies back before Christmas. Still certain you want to come with me? It's a long walk.
But why before Christmas? Enlistments aren't up till month's end.
Time waits for no man or woman. To Philadelphia!
I just came from there, and you want me to walk back?
Sorry, Henri, but the army can't spare any horses.
Come, Henri. It's only 30 miles.
Philadelphia, at last!
Home at last.
No place like it.
I'm not so sure.
Where is everybody?
Looks like people left in a hurry.
Here comes someone. Pardon me, where is everyone?
They fled town. We're going to my cousin's in Baltimore. We'll be safer there.
Safer?
Washington can't stop Howe. The revolution's over. I have no intention of staying in Philadelphia.
Look!
The door's wide open.
Moses!
I guess I offended the wrong people. I managed to drive them off, but they still did some damage. I shouldn't be speaking to you. You ran off and only left a note.
I didn't want to miss the battle.
The battle's everywhere, Henri. As you can see, this is a citizens' war.
This should make you feel better.
Thank you.
What is happening? Why are patriots leaving the city?
Can you blame them? Even Congress has left.
Then we got here just in time. Thomas has written something that will change their minds.
I was hoping you'd be able to print something up.
Nothing would please me more. Unfortunately, they tore the lever off the press. It'll take time to fix it.
Time is yet another thing our revolution is short on. We'll have to find a different press.
Don't worry. Philadelphia is full of printers. Oops.
Robert Bell. He made a fortune printing common sense. Somehow, I doubt that old Scotsman would mind earning a bit more.
Pain, that traitor!
Are they following?
Yes, and quickly.
Then let us go. Quickly.
I think that lost him.
Good, because we're here.
I'm sorry, Tom. I can't help you.
It's not long, and it's urgent. Requested by Washington himself.
Aye? He retreats mighty fast. Think you can catch him?
That isn't funny.
I didn't mean it to be.
Come, Robert. You alone had grit enough to publish Common Sense.
Aye, but times are more dangerous now. I'm not a dreamer like you, Thomas. I'm a simple businessman.
Bobby Bell, Small enough to hide behind a shilling? If I heard any other man say that of you, I'd have knocked him to the ground.
Hurry! It's this way!
It's locked! He must be in there.
It's no use, James. He won't come to the door.
I can't believe it. 6 printers all said no. What are they afraid of?
Perhaps getting knocked to the ground and having their press broken.
Don't they understand that if they want freedom, they have to help fight for it?
What do we do now?
How about run?
Wait!
Monsieur Payne, you were so brave for a writer.
Payne? Thomas Payne?
Yeah!
Yes?
Sir! I am an immense admirer. I wonder if you might spare me a few moments.
I'm always delighted to share my thoughts with a fellow citizen. However, at the moment, you find me somewhat pressed.
Yes, I've heard of your dilemma, but I'm not a citizen. I mean, I am a citizen, but I'm also a journalist. The Pennsylvania Journal. And my paper has a press.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Let me help you two.
You are helping. You read the words, we set the type.
Believe me, Sarah, you're helping. Just read what I wrote.
These are the times that try men's souls. The summer soldier and the sunshine patriot will, in this crisis, shrink from the service of their country.
Go on.
But you're also tired.
Us? Tired? Come now. Whoa! Tea, anyone?
Cooper, this is hot water.
Oh no, I forgot to put in the tea.
But he that stands it now deserves the love and thanks of man and woman. Tyranny, like hell, is not easily conquered. Let it be told to the future world that in the depth of winter, when nothing but hope and virtue could survive, that the city and the country, alarmed at one common danger, came forth to meet and repulse it.
Oops.
Sarah's right. You must rest.
You can't do this by yourself. I can stay awake.
Maybe I could help.
Enough. I'll help Mr. Payne set type. You read.
I fear not. I see no cause of fear.
In the end, we will be the victors, for though the flame of liberty may sometimes cease to shine, the embers will never expire. There! That's the last of it. Thank goodness Moses was able to help.
Let's get moving. We've got to get these to General Washington.
And don't worry. Cooper and I will find someone to help us print your words in a pamphlet.
We'll distribute them all over Philadelphia.
Monsieur, I think we need your firewood trick again.
Get out of here. I'll try and give you a few minutes lead.
And leave you to face this bunch?
Uh-oh, more bunch.
Wait! It's Bobby Bell.
And that's Gaylord and Huntington.
The three printers who turned us away? What do they want?
Payne, it comes to me if this skinny lad Cooper can make a few coppers off ye, 'twould be a crime for us not to make a pound. You'd be wanting this set in the pamphlet form.
Yes, but...
And what's this now?
Hold fast, gentlemen! Show them your mettle!
Look at them run!
Do what you will with me, but you, Payne, were born a traitorous Englishman and shall die one!
True. I am an Englishman. I fight for the English, and for the Americans, and I fight for you. Because I fight for an idea. And if you lack the sense to value the right to speak your heart or defend your personal ideals, then I'll fight for your child's right.
Well, you and your words. You're just trying to confuse me.
This isn't the end of it.
No, but it could be a beginning, if he reads what Thomas has said.
You are starting to talk like the enemy.
What are you talking about? I don't sound anything like a Tory.
No, I meant like a grown-up.
'Sarah! There's a story breaking here and you're busy writing your mother?
Hold your britches. I'll be right there. Dearest Mother, when I first arrived in Washington's camp, I wrote how I couldn't imagine these humble ragtag soldiers holding out for even a day against the slumbering giant that is England. Now seeing the determination in the eyes of these colonists, I find myself wondering if even England is giant enough to stop them. December 1776. Dearest Mother, the war goes badly for the Americans. General Washington has been driven out of New York entirely. His men carry on bravely, but the lack of supplies and victories is taking its toll. Some feel that General Washington's plan of constantly retreating will wear out his own forces, while the British troops remain strong. The winter has forced all sides to make camp. We wait, watching each other. Even tonight, the camp is alive with news of a captured spy. His name is John Honeyman. He's a butcher from Griggstown, New Jersey, and a former British soldier. He has been supplying cattle and intelligence of Washington's movements to the Hessian army camped in Trenton. It seems that Mr. Honeyman journeyed too far away from the Hessian camp in search of more cattle. He was captured by American soldiers on patrol. What do you think they'll do to him?
What do you think? He's a Tory spy. He betrayed his neighbors.
I don't understand why they call him a traitor. He's just being loyal to his king. That's something James will never understand. Right now, James is interviewing the soldiers to see what they think of Mr. Honeyman.
I don't care about it one way or t'other.
But what if General Washington gets helpful information from questioning the spy?
I'll give the general some helpful information. My enlistment's up in 10 days, and I'm counting the minutes.
You mean you won't re-enlist?
Don't you want liberty?
I signed on to fight for liberty. Now I'm sorry I ever heard the word. It's cold and I ain't got nothing for my feet. I went 4 days without food till I caught me a possum. Ever eat possum? I never will again. Never will enlist again either. I'm running home to my family in 10 days. You know what? The rest of the militia's going with me. Won't be nobody left.
Look, Henri, General Washington and the Tory spy. I hope that spy Honeyman hasn't ruined Washington's plans, whatever they are.
This man is a notorious turncoat. I want to interrogate him personally in my tent.
Did you hear that? He's going to personally interrogate Henri. Henri! Psst, Henri, get away from there. That's official army business. We can't be listening in on that.
But I want to know if the spy has ruined anything.
What do you have for me?
I bring news that is better than your wildest imaginings. General Howe is suspending military operations for the winter. He's moving the British troops to Staten Island and Manhattan. Howe has left Trenton in the hands of Colonel Rall and his Hessians. Rall has relaxed his guard and is ripe for attack. The Hessian colonel is a brave warrior, but he's fond of comfort, and they are about to begin their Christmas celebration. I have prepared a diagram of the Hessian camp. I have also assured Colonel Rall that you and your men are in no condition to attack. Tonight, after I made my miraculous escape, I shall reassure him again.
Words cannot express my gratitude. By posing as a traitor, you have put yourself and your family in a most unpleasant position.
I am glad if I've been of service.
That you have. Take charge of the prisoner. This man is unrepentant. Lock him in the guardhouse.
Honeyman has been spying on the British for General Washington.
Where have you been?
Looking for you.
We've been worried about you.
Did you find anything out?
He was trying to eavesdrop on official army business.
Henri?
But what about the spy?
That is none of our business.
Remember me? You were asking me those questions last night? I'm soon to be ex-private Edward Hughes of Virginia, by the way.
I'm James.
Henri.
My name's Sarah.
I don't suppose y'all could spare a little extra.
Sure.
Oui.
Of course.
Much obliged. Y'all hear about the spy? He got away.
What?
Nobody knows how. The guardhouse was still locked. He just wasn't in it.
This is a disaster. He's probably blabbing everything to the British right now.
You're right. That puts us right in the middle of a camp that could be stormed by British troops at any moment. James? You don't seem very concerned.
What?
I'm the loyalist, you're the patriot. Shouldn't you be at least as worried as I am?
I am. I'm just hungrier.
Dr. Franklin?
Monsieur Panay?
No, monsieur, his partner, Gerard. All France has been awaiting the arrival of the great American genius.
And all you behold is a grouchy old man with gout.
Not at all. You are welcome in my home to eat, drink, and rest.
I shall take you up on all three.
So you come to France to ask the king for help against the British, no?
No, I come to end my days reading, experimenting, and working with the great scientists of France.
Oh, yes, of course. Then your coming has nothing to do with Washington's crushing defeats at Long Island and New York.
Ours must seem a lost cause. If only some good news of Washington's army could reach France.
Tomorrow, just after sundown, we are going to cross the Delaware and attack the Hessian camp in Trenton. My plan is derived from the hit-and-run tactics that the Indians on the frontier used quite effectively in the last war, but with a touch of my own strategy. Basically, it's a three-pronged sneak attack. 3 regiments crossing the Delaware at 3 different points: above Trenton, opposite Trenton, and downstream from Trenton at Bordentown, surrounding the Hessians and cutting off escape options.
General, won't this plan be terribly difficult to coordinate?
Yes. Its success will depend upon our ability to meet that challenge and time the landings so that the Hessians will be surprised before they are out of their beds. Tonight, after evening parade, instead of returning to your tents, you are to prepare to march to McConkey's Ferry. There, we will cross the Delaware and mount an attack on the British stronghold in Trenton. That is all.
Just when I thought I was going home.
And a Merry Christmas to you. Only 7 days to go, and we have to go get ourselves killed.
After that spy has gone back and told them everything, they'll be waiting for this.
Has General Washington lost his mind?
He knows what he's doing.
So you still think he's got some secret plan?
Of course he does.
I ain't seen none of it so far. Alls we've done is retreat and retreat again. This is the most useless mess I ever got involved in. I ought to desert.
But you're a soldier. You can't just leave.
Fighting for liberty's one thing, dying for nothing's another.
James, he has a right to know what he's risking his life for.
He'll be all right if he just follows Washington's orders. We spent that Christmas night crossing the half-frozen Delaware River, hoping the Hessians wouldn't catch on to General Washington's plan.
I'm cold. Why are we doing this?
Come on, Henri. This is a chance to see history in the making.
Oh, and maybe freeze to death.
Help! Man overboard! Help! Grab it and hold on!
Come on now. Y'all can't afford to do that. Heck, everybody's cold. Why'd you take a chance like that? You could have fallen in too.
Every man is important, Private Hughes. I'm just thinking about the cause.
I gotta admit, I ain't been thinking about the cause for quite some time.
Open up! Open up! I must speak with Colonel Rawl at once!
Colonel Rawl is given explicit instructions that he is not to be disturbed for any reason.
Could you give him a message right away?
If you'd like to write a note, I would be glad to deliver it to him.
Colonel Rawl, Washington's troops have crossed the Delaware. They are mounting an attack. You must rally your forces immediately.
What is it? I told you not to interrupt us. No more interruptions, please.
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, shall we continue?
General Washington, the sleet has ruined most of the gunpowder.
Then use the bayonet, Captain. Trenton must be taken.
Has the great George Washington gone mad? Everything has gone wrong and he still wants to continue.
Y'all better take cover in that there barn. We'll be in the shooting war soon.
Please be careful and don't take any unnecessary chances.
Too late!
Colonel Rawl, Washington's troops have attacked.
Are you hurt?
Yes, I've been hit. I cannot stand. I cannot move.
Let me see the wound.
Oh, the note. Colonel Rawl, Washington's troops have crossed the Delaware. They are mounting an attack. You must rally your forces immediately. If I had only read this note, I would not be lying here now.
Look! The flag! Our flag.
Our flag! Our flag!
Well, it's not exactly my flag.
We won! We won! We lost nary a man! The town is ours! We caught them with their breeches down!
Congratulations! Finally, a victory!
I'll tell you what else. When we was marching in, I saw General Washington on his horse. The horse slipped on the ice and would have fell, but the general grabbed his mane with his big right hand and pulled him straight. Kept on going without a hitch. That's when I first started to think we might have a chance.
James, but what happened to the spy?
Honeyman was secretly spying for Washington.
What?
I overheard them talking when I went to get Henri away from the tent. He told Washington that the British had pulled out of Trenton and the Hessian soldiers would not be ready for an attack.
You knew this all the time and didn't tell us?
It was a military secret that I wasn't supposed to know.
So he really did have a secret plan. I wonder what he's going to do in 5 days when he loses his troops.
My brave fellows, you have done all I have asked you to do, and more than could be reasonably expected. But your country is at stake. Your families, your houses, and all that you hold dear. I know your enlistment ends tomorrow. The present moment is one which will decide our destiny. I'm asking for volunteers to stay on and continue the fight. Philadelphia merchant Robert Morris has donated the money for me to offer each man $10 for another tour of duty. Do I have any volunteers?
Please, somebody.
Heck, I will if somebody else will too. I can't fight this thing alone.
Now we have an army.
Without your courage, Private, we wouldn't have a chance.
Ah, heck. Let's win this thing.
General Washington, I want to congratulate you on your brilliant success.
Yeah, even though she doesn't believe in your cause.
General Washington?
Yes?
A message from Congress. They fled to Baltimore due to the British advance on Philadelphia.
So now I'll have to go to Baltimore to plead for more money and troops.
No, sir, you won't. That's the whole point of the message.
Evidently, Congress has seen fit to give me full power to do all things relative to the operations of war.
That's fantastic! First a great victory, and now this!
Most generals, when they get that much power, become dictators.
A free nation must not be ruled by generals. The sword is the last resort for the preservation of liberties, and so it must be put aside when those liberties are established.
Dearest Mother, I now know that I have been in the presence of a true military genius. When the British general, Cornwallis, learned of the surprise attack on Trenton, he immediately marched his troops there. The Hessian forces and all of their weapons were gone, captured by the Americans. But Washington's troops were nowhere to be found. Where were they? They were mounting a surprise attack on Princeton, New Jersey. Since most of the British troops were in Trenton, Washington's men took Princeton handily.
It's a fine fox hunt now, my boys.
Washington's skill and inventiveness at using the tactics he learned from Indians is beyond compare. I am, of course, still loyal to my king, but I fear that England faces a greater challenge than she knows. The American cry for independence is being backed up by a very canny general, and the tide, perhaps, is turning.